Okay. Okay. Let's see. What I have to work on is probably what do I have to work on? Hold on. I'm gonna pause the timer because it's been what, 3 days? My mind cannot hold on to something for 3 days. It's just impossible. Okay, no, it's not, but right, so we have a few things set up. Do I have networking for murderer positions to be sent? Seems like I have it seems like I have something for murder positions to be sent, but do I have it for being received? Yeah, it seems like that. Okay, right. Can't remember what I was working on last time I was streaming. Well, let me pull up the document then. All right, let's compare. So we have change map, we have car ride, we have player update, we have event foibs, we have sound foibs, we have game state update, we have iBoard update, we have murderer update. So check, check, not used during this. I would imagine it's used during car ride, but I suppose it could also be helpful for a change map message. So maybe I should put this in there. Check. Chat messages is something I should probably uh, figure out, and by that I mean just implement. Uh, Errors. I guess I haven't handled that yet. Sound foib and event foib check. Player update check. We have player control, but that's sent. Uh, Start, I believe, is handled in network sync. Uh, then we have a client to server ready notice, also handled in network sync. Car ride, which is handled here. Change map, just right here. Map download, map side load, and map query, change map response, and map query. Those are handled outside, though it might be better to actually handle these here as well. The thing I'm thinking about is you don't want to go ahead and spend all the time that you could be playing downloading every map that the server or the host has. But imagine that whilst you're playing, it goes ahead and just intermittently sends these kinds of packets back and forth. So that way, when it does become time to change map, either you'll be closer to having a full download or you will have a full download. I think that would be nice. I should also handle player list changes, but this, I mean, the reason why I would want to have this is so that way if someone disconnects in the middle of a game, the next game will have an updated player list. Right, then we have init and init response, which are not helpful here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is going to be chat messages. How should I handle that though? First, I would have to implement a chat message object, and uh, let's see. I would make a chat message FOIP, and I would make a text object for chat messages. Uh, then I would have to include a variable that specifies whether or not to send the chat message. And actually, what I might want to do is I might want to make uh, a chat message object, a chat message FOIP that deletes itself if it was created locally. And then when I have a when you get the message from the server, that's what you use to put on the screen. Then again, there is also something that's been troubling me, and it has to do with why this is expanded already. So, over the weekend, I've been working on Murder Bros. It's not like I stopped streaming and that's the end. I do things on the weekend. I eventually got I got I got this to work. I got uh connecting a client and a host together to work. Now, it goes all the way, and because like this cannot be the final code. There's a few things that I have to change about it, but it works as a proof of concept, or rather, as a close to what it might actually be in the end game, in the end product. Uh, but the thing is, like, it only checks a very specific map file rather than asking, "Hey, do you have this map?" Or do you have, let's see, going down a list. It just says, all right, let's go jump into this map. And whether or not the client has it is not of any concern at the moment, which it needs to be. But because I have that map file on the client, it's like, okay, yeah, we can go there. And then it gets to this point. It gets to stage 0, which means it literally pops in for the first time, goes all the way down to build map, which is stage 0, and it goes down to uh, stage 0 of the map builder, goes here and hits one of these, or it hits one of these two, and then gives me an error. Now, the reason why I know that, despite the fact that it doesn't really display anything, is because I made it play a sound. And it plays this one, which is set considerably lower than the others. Because the second lowest is at 0.8. Right. Any case. Where was I? So sending a chat object, or sending chat messages. I think I'm gonna go with that. Now, how one creates a a chat object is not yet defined, but I imagine it has to do something with the keyboard, considering that's usually the most famous way to enter chat into a computer, or enter text into a computer. Right. So it was chat message relay, and it's hex 12. Hmm. Actually, I think I know what I need to do for displaying stuff. So I could have it that chat messages take up individual objects, so that way I could color each differently because I have no way to color uh, text intermittently. It's all or nothing. Hold on, let me see how this looks. That is not going to be big enough. I think that should be big enough. And again, it would actually appear slightly bigger on. That should be good. Uh, right. So we have chat, which will be set to blank. Then we have chat relay, which is not currently anything. But let's change that. All right. So first thing we need is that's not what we need. So we need a char buffer. Then let's see. Is it get message? X12. I'm gonna do for loop. What I have here is going to be to break out if there are no remaining messages. If there is remaining, And if there is any remaining messages, buffer will be set to whatever. Right, so let's see. So from 0x00 to 0x40, it's just chat content. I feel like I should put in a little bit more information. That or just additional chat messages. How many could I fit in here? So let's see. 190 divided by 40. 6. Well, I mean, that's 6. That's 5 more than I currently have. I was about to say it's 6 times what I currently have, but I couldn't think of the words. Problem is, I still need a way to have some additional information. So I'm going to add some additional information. Hold on. I feel like a round timer timestamp. Then again, is the timestamp really important? I guess it is if you want to organize the messages. Why is there so many tabs? Wait, hold on. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I should add something to the header other than just the message type and some magic numbers. I'm thinking what I should add is a key of some sort that identifies a particular message. So that way, if it fails, the client can just request for that message again. Actually, this might go unused. Right. Actually, we would need 32 messages. You know what? 8 it is. We're gonna have to do something similar with what I do here. This is fair. Right, so again with the temporary, everything past should be temporary then. And I guess I can continue with setting all of the properties. You know what? Since this is being used as an incrementer rather than just a cap for uh, iterations, I'm going to change it to I. In any case, then we want get variables. Then we want get oh wait, no, not child. There. We set the value to wait, no, that's not right. 0. But before we do that, we should probably fill it with stuff. Another thing we're gonna have to import or include is string. Because I like working with standard strings. And yet another thing we're gonna have to import. At what point? 0x08. And for 0x40. Actually, 32 plus 8 would be 38. And I think that does it for uh, chat content, but we still need a sending player ID and 32-bit timestamp. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to replicate that over here. I might. Actually, something tells me that there's one more thing I wanted to do. Wait a minute, I noticed something. I was missing a semicolon. Oh, also, okay. I suppose that's fair since I did pause it for a long time. It's not halfway yet. Uh, this then would have to be sent for my purposes. Because the player ID can be determined by the host, the 32-bit timer timestamp should also be determined by the host, and the coloration of the message should be determined by the host, but then again, also might go unused. The chat ID is useful for the client that sent it because the client can identify that it sent it. And then the chat content is the chat content. Right, so chat ID 0x08 plus 32 would be 0x 0x003 3C or 3A. But it's also a 16-bit number. And knowing what I have learned over the weekend, I have remembered that you can't just cast it to a 16-bit number. You have to cast it to an 8-bit number first. You then directly cast it to a 16-bit number. It's weird, but it works. So it seems to me that the reason why you have to go ahead and cast it to a uint 8 first is because if you cast it to a uint 16, it will read the next byte or the previous byte. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But if you cast it to a uint 8 first, it knows how to cast it to a uint 16 so it doesn't create weird issues. But then you have this, which is a uint 8 that we're adding to a uint 16. I think it knows to cast it there. My stream is down. My stream okay? It doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna wait for my stream to go back up. Or maybe it will just die. I don't know. Yeah, I figured as much. Alright, it says we're reconnected. I'm gonna trust it on that. Alright. Right, so we cast it like twice. And uh we get the number that we want. That was actually a problem I was having because let's see. I'm gonna pause the timer while I explain this. Right. In here, uh it calculates uh it calculates the uh the checksum, and for the longest time I was having problems receiving a message uh in here. Where is it? Where is it? It was somewhere in here. In any case, so auto footer checks goes ahead and puts all of these numbers into their specified locations. And then check footer also calculates the same numbers because it's the same code. But reading those numbers was problemed because it kept saying like, "Oh, this is like a 32-bit number or something," and I was like, "What? No, no, it's not. Please stop." Actually, it wasn't a 32-bit number it was saying, but it was like a really large number that it shouldn't have been. So I was like, "Why is it doing that?" And then I just tried. All right, you know what? Casting it to a uint8 and then casting it to a uint16. Actually, I should do this. Uh, and then that worked, and I'm like, uh, is that why it wasn't working for so long? So now I can get all the way into the map scene. All right, right here I was. Because I need to move this into the higher 8 bytes. So that way the lower 8 bytes are clear for this to be added to. Excuse me. Right. So that's uh this and this worked out. And also the temporary flag is set to 0. But we're not done. So what we have to do is we have to get the 32-bit timer timestamp, and we have to get the sending player ID. No. You know what? I'm going to do this over a few things so I don't clog up one line. Right, and this was at 3B at the last, 3C, 3D, 3E. Wait, hold on. This was at the first bit is 3A. 39, 38, 37, 36 would be the last byte. 35, 34, 33. 33? Yeah, that makes sense. I could probably just count it forward from 32. That'd probably been easier. All right. I know I could have done this in one line, but I want to be able to see everything, so no. Right, so that takes care of the timestamp. Now I have to get the sending player ID. But of course, we also have to set the timestamp in the object. Otherwise, getting it here will be entirely useless since it will be discarded. You know what? This can be on one line. I think that covers it, with the exception of red, blue, and green coloration, which might not be used. Actually, there is something I want to do. Yeah, I guess I can go with a numerical type. Okay, so they appear about this big. Okay, so what I want to do with the different types of uh, chat messages, I should also probably encompass this in a group. So, sorry, I guess, uh, if I remember correctly, I set the variable type. Did I set that here? No, I'm going to. So the reason why I want type and also why I want a chat ID is because I want the last message that the player has sent to be held uh within to be held within a, I guess, buffer with the ID. And then when the server confirms it, then it will be like, oh yeah, this message is now sent. I don't know, a little bit of visual. I have a I probably don't. Right. Add an object, text entry. Take care of collecting keyboard input for me. Wait, hold on. Yep. All right. So what I want to do is I do something like this. I'm gonna think this is uh, I think that's what I want. Right. How much time do I have left? About 20 minutes. All right. So that should give me something in this box. Not not the letter A, but something. Right. Type of chat is equals to 0. Right. And the thing I want to do here is I want to get rid of anything that actually we want this to be 0. Did I just forget to put stuff here? Was it here? I gotta do more than just this. Uh, but it was content. This might cause I don't know exactly how I would feel about this though. It might cause an effect of just, I mean, it will cause an effect of randomly changing between all the messages you've sent on a frame to frame basis. And I might like that, or I might not. I don't know. I mean, if you're sending multiple messages before the server can respond, then yes, it will do that. There's also something else I want to do. I need a, I need to get something. I would imagine it's somewhere around here. You know what? I'm sure I can find it in here. There you go. Actually, I should just have that for all chat messages. Okay, that's a very cool name. Let's go with 8. And after it hits 8, let's just delete the object. But while we're here, actually, I'm not entirely sure how that would work, so I probably should go through. I need to do a little bit more calculation than I originally had thought. Great. So what I need to do here is I need to identify the oldest message. Actually, it might be helpful to identify the newest chat message and then go back a certain amount. This is going to be a lot of duct tape. Actually, this should only be about 8. So the idea is that uh, I iterate through this a bunch of times until I get the one with the shortest timer, or the shortest live timer, which is how long it's been alive. This is going to be pain. Because what I want to do is I want to get like what the 10 or 8 or 6 most recent messages. I guess I could use a variable to identify what is the oldest message, and then go down from there until I get to the newest message, and then just subtract the constant amount from it. That might just be what I do here. So we need a variable to keep track of what chat message we're on. Thing. There we go. I'm sure it's not correct. Current chat message order. So this will hold the variable of our current chat message order should hold the same value as the most recent chat message. So I could probably do away with this then. I'm going to capitalize this because otherwise it's going to bother me. So this should give us a chat message or not. It doesn't exist anymore. That is at this position. Then what we want to do is copy that. Actually, I might want to do a little bit more. Not entirely sure though. Oh, right, hold on. There's one thing I need to do before that. So we need to clear it so that way these don't just constantly add more and more to an ever-growing list of chat messages. Instead, they only show the 6 most recent. Actually, I should do this in a sub-event. That way, this will still be incremented. So what I want to do is I want to identify the player. Wait a minute. Is it player ID on both sides? What does stage 2 have to say about this? It is player ID on both sides. Right. I should also add a new line at the Do I not have a name? Or so I don't get confused, I'm just gonna close that up. Okay, so the charfoib has a name. I just don't copy that over. Well, that's gonna change. All right. That's going to be it for me tonight. So if you're watching, thank you. If you're watching later on YouTube, thank you. That's going to be it for me. So until I see you again, this is goodbye.